Good morning, team. Welcome back. It's day 2 on week 4 of Disco Fitness here live at the Barn Theatre in Cirencester. I am David from CrossFit Cirencester, aka Coach Disco.
And I'm Anna. And again, thank you for joining us for day 2. So we have something new for you today. We haven't used Tabata training before, so we're going to use that for our conditioning.
So probably most of you are maybe familiar with that word or may have seen that kind of training before.
Yeah.
It's again, it's a really nice way of training, and I could go into the whole spiel of what it's all about and how it's all developed and stuff, but I'll save it for another day.
Yeah.
So we're going to go and give you a little bit of a squat warm-up to begin with. We've got a lot of squatting today in the session, even though we're still working through that trunk. We're still going through some squat stuff. We said yesterday about the compound movements and how we utilise our core a lot in those compound movements. We're going to make the most of that today.
Yes.
We'll then go to some conditioning, the Tabata work. We're going to introduce you to 4 exercises and 1 new one for you guys today. I think there's a new one today.
Oh yeah, there is a new one.
Yep, there's a new exercise for you guys today.
Surprise.
And then we'll finish up with a little chipper. It's only 6 minutes in duration. It'll give you a little bit of spice at the end of the workout. The main effort is going to come from that Tabata work though. So that's where the most of the effort is going to come from.
Absolutely. So
our words of positivity today. It's either day 1 or 1 day, and the choice is simply yours. Read into that what you will.
So we're going to start today.
We're going to start with our squat warm-up to begin with.
Shall I jump in?
So this typically will start with us with a couch stretch. So we'd utilise your couch at home, foot on the couch, other foot out in front. I'm going to open the hip up. I'm going to do a similar thing, if I can, holding my own foot without giving myself cramp in my hamstrings. So this would normally be for about a minute. And balance.
There you go.
We got it. So holding it for about roughly a minute, and then we'll switch legs. So it's the same rules apply again. It's chest up. Don't avoid that chest collapsing. Let's switch legs. Exactly the same thing the other side. Just really opens the hips up. Big stretch to the quads. Obviously in this way, it's obviously affecting your balance as well. That's quite a challenge. My little toes are working really hard in my shoes to keep me upright. Right. So from here, we're going to take 1 foot forwards. do some knee circles. So upright knee circles. And then we'll go to the down, hands down, for more knee circles. Try and mobilise that hip, mobilise the ankle. I'm stressing through the quad on this side. And then take our hand behind the knee. Do some more circles. Makes me think a bit like a spider. I don't know why I make things look like a spider. I'm going to hold my own shoe. I'm going to drop down on my elbow. I'm going to wiggle my butt around. If you're pretty mobile in your ankles, you can get a second elbow down. So this is quite a big determining factor in how you squat, it's that ankle mobility. Now I'm going to try a half pigeon stretch. I'm going to put my ankle on the floor. So the full pigeon, we're going to knee on the ground. Do you want to demonstrate a full pigeon whilst we're here?
If you want to.
So Anna's going to do the full pigeon, to show you the difference between the full thing and the half pigeon.
It's here.
Just to know what we're talking about. Most people should be able to manage this. If that's too hard, we could put your foot in a box. The benefit of this one is that it keeps it dynamic. Whereas Anna's very much in a static position there. Back up to the foot. We're going to lift that back knee up. We're going to point to the ceiling. And the same on the other side. And back to our squatting week. We talked about that knee over the little toe. Again, I'm focusing on that as well as I go through these stretches. Let's do exactly the same protocol on the other side. So it's upright to begin with, knee circles. 10 reps.
So we go on a lot and talk a lot about mobilising the joints in the body, but it really is important when you're squatting that you're not just stretching, you're mobilising your joints as well. So this kind of warm-up is brilliant for anything, especially if you're using some loading. So if you're using a barbell or dumbbells, make sure you warm up properly. You're definitely going to get better results if you warm up properly.
Yeah, most definitely. We get a lot of people that come in the gym and do their stuff and don't warm up and get a compulsory warm-up before they train and then realise that, oh, perhaps I've been doing it wrong for a long time. So that eureka moment. Little pigeon stretches.
Basically, it just really helps against injury. So it's injury prevention is why we do this. You might get away with not warming up for a while and not get hurt, but it will be that one time that you don't, and then you've already put a lot of stress through the body.
Certainly for some of the movements we do, like a squat snatch, for instance, or that kind of movement is very dynamic and obviously requires you to work through a long range of motion. It takes me probably 45 minutes to warm up to get something pretty heavy on those movements. Gone are the days when I can just jump in and do a heavy squat snatch for that warming up. Flip-flops.
Yep.
So flipping the knees over. Again, more monk faster than the monks, you can try this without your hands on the floor. A couple of reps. Bit of a bum shuffle. And we'll finish up with holding on your own shoes. Bottom goes down. And simply to bottom up. Bottom goes down. So we're opening up our hips, mobilising the ankles and its hamstrings at the top position. 5 reps.
Okay. Awesome, guys. So you should feel really ready to attack this conditioning session. So we talked about Tabata training. So what's going to happen is we're going to move through 2 movements. We will have 20 seconds on work and 10 seconds of recovery. Now, because we're giving you 2 movements, we're going to get you to alternate between the 2 over 8 rounds. So 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. So let's look at these exercises. So this is the new one. It is called a devil press.
You may understand why if you've ever done it in the past.
Yeah.
So you probably need to use dumbbells, kettlebells. You
Water
can do it
bottles.
with water bottles, but again, if you do it without, obviously don't rest on the water bottle because it will explode and go everywhere on the floor.
Or if you've got cans,
Yeah.
something like that.
So basically we're combining two brilliant exercises, a burpee
Yeah.
and a snatch all in one. Okay, it looks like this.
So it's the burpee to the floor, so chest hits the floor, and then the snatch movement, so it's going in one movement from the floor up, not two. So we're not stopping at the shoulders, we're going fully up. Now, like David said, if you're using the water bottles, put your hands on the floor, not on the bottles, because they will explode. So you are working for 20 seconds. We're not worried about reps, how many times you do it, as long as you keep working for 20 seconds. You will get 10 seconds break where we transition to your second move, which is just the air squat.
Really simple.
We've worked loads on this movement, guys, so hopefully you're feeling a lot more comfortable.
And the more competitive amongst you may want to count the reps on the devil presses and try and match that each round, and equally the same on those squats.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have got a second round for you, but we're gonna wait till you finish this round. We'll give you a minute off, and then we'll show you the next two movements for your second Tabata round.
Okay, athletes.
Right. Shall I use the water bottle to start with then?
You can do it. So we have a special button for this on our little remote control for our Rogue clocks. TBT, Tabata workouts. I think we'll do a full round.
Yeah, I'll do a full round.
So we're going to take it in turns doing a full round each. We definitely get sweaty doing this. 10 seconds. I've even got my special unicorn headband today.
Ready?
So Anna's using the water bottles. She's doing the burpee and a snatch. I get the dumbbells. So again, if we did this in a competition, we might see the men working anywhere between a 22.5 kilo dumbbell.
Okay, rest. Rest, guys. So I'm going back into my squat for the second movement. We're alternating between the two.
Here we go. And we're off. So we're now air squatting. Those competitive amongst you may want to keep count of the reps you've achieved. You're going to utilize that as your score for the consecutive rounds. Try and see how close you can get. Stay within 1 or 2 reps of that score. And you have 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest.
Okay, back to the devil press. David's going to take over. So stay with David. In.
Stand by.
1, let's go, guys. So make sure that chest touches the floor and try and do the lifting with one movement. Get ready, rest. Take the recovery. You're going into your squat. 3, 2, 1, and squat, guys. That's it. So remember that swimming technique we taught you? Dave was using that. Does actually help give you a couple more reps. Doing really, really well. 5 seconds to go. Rest.
So Anna's back in the water bottles. I hit 5 double presses and 17 squats.
Okay.
So I was saying, in a competition, this probably be 22.5 up to 30 kilos for the men, 15 up to 22.5 for the females. So pretty heavy. Sometimes a single dumbbell. 2, 1,
Resting.
and relax.
Get ready for our squats.
Air squats coming up next, team.
It's not over.
2, 1, here we go. So as always, no squats, all the way down. Makes you stand fully upright. No halvesies. We like to have really high standards. Like Simone's t-shirt, high standards and low squats.
Okay, David's back in. I think this is your final time, isn't it?
Penultimate.
Yes.
8 rounds.
8 rounds. So even though you might not realize you're doing a lot with your core right now. So you need to stay nice and strong to lift that weight. So you want to brace it.
Oh no, half a rep.
Into your air squats in 3, 2, 1. The same with the squat. We use this core to keep us nice and upright. We don't want to drop forwards. If we drop forwards, especially if we have loading, it's going to be game over. And this allows us to breathe better. 3, 2, 1, rest. Oh.
Your final round.
No, I think that was it.
Was it? Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's losing count.
Ah.
Right, guys. It's not over though, totally. We've got 2 new exercises. So we're repeating the sequence, but with 2 different exercises. So, shall I demo the first one?
You can
We're
do,
going
yes.
to do the arch Superman. So we have touched on this if you have been following us. So arms out nice and straight, legs out nice and straight. I'm going to raise them up, hold nice tension, bring the neck down. So arch, hold, down.
So we talk a lot about those opposing muscle groups. We spent a lot of time on the abdominals.
Yes.
We're now going to do the opposing muscle groups, the lower back.
Yeah, absolutely. From yesterday, you're probably feeling quite sore and tight, so this is going to help stretch them out. We're going to extend a little bit. Brilliant. Second move, the push-up. Now, you had a lot of this on week 2.
Always push-ups.
So again, focusing on that core, maintaining that hollow.
Loads of those to come.
20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. Exactly the same as before. You ready?
Yep.
Okay. Set the clock.
Oh yes, that's my job.
Yeah, that is your job. Too eager,
Button.
David. Get
10
ready,
seconds,
guys.
team.
So you're starting with the arch Supermans. 3, 2, 1. So as many as you can in the 20 seconds. So we're trying to create this tension in the whole of the back. Doing really well. 5 seconds to go. Rest, take the recovery, 10 seconds, we transition into the push-up. So you can do this on your knees if doing it on your toes is too much and it compromises your abdominals.
Ooh.
So again, chest needs to go to the floor. We want to keep the elbow in line with the wrist, so creating that nice angle. Doing really well. 5 seconds, can you do it? Brilliant work, guys. And rest. So we go back to the beginning. Arch Superman.
In 2, 1, here we go. Superman. So if it's too hard, you can go just hands. If that's too hard, up to your bird dog, which we had a lot of practice with now.
Rest. Then we're into our push-ups, guys. 3, 2.
So we've gone from a compound movement we had the last 2 exercises, devil presses and the air squats, into probably a bit more of isolation stuff with these arch holds and the push-ups. It's definitely hitting just one area. 2, 1, and recover.
That stuff. Okay, back to the beginning. Arch Supermans. Get ready. 2, 1. Let's squeeze, lift and squeeze. So you want to create tension. So you do need to squeeze. Brilliant work. 10 more seconds.
So I've does mostly in my hamstrings.
In 3, 2, rest. Take the rest. Back into push-ups.
Definitely my arms and chest now.
Go for it, guys. Push-ups. Because you're working for such a short amount of time, you can do a lot more work. Doing really well. 5 seconds. It's all over for you, David. and rest. Back to the beginning. It's not over for me.
So some of you may be doing this 25 push-up day challenge. Again, I think we're quite a long way in now. PTSD and men's mental health. It's one of those nominate things again. It's one of our athletes, Corey, nominated me to do this one. So we're doing lots of different push-ups. If you want some variations, you can check out our Facebook page.
Rest. Final time, guys, on your push-ups. Get ready.
There we go, athletes. Even if you get one good push-up, just try and keep moving our team. You are halfway through that last round already. Keep breathing. Just 5 seconds to go. Come on, Anna.
This is tough.
And we are done. Good job.
Well done, guys. That was
back
really
to
good.
Training complete.
So now we move into our chipper. So the chipper is where we start with a big chunk of work and we just go down and chip away it until it is done. We don't have to do any more once we finish.
So sometimes they're all the same number. Sometimes we give you a descending ladder. Sometimes they go up in numbers. Today, good news.
It's going down.
They're going down.
So your first movement, we haven't done this yet before, is a front loaded squat. So if you haven't got weights, you can just use water bottles or cans. It's exactly the same. So we take the weight, place it in a front rack position. So just here, I rest it just slightly on my shoulders, lifting my elbows nice and high. I go down into my squat and I lift. So the weight is in a front rack position. You have to do 80 of these. That's quite tough.
Yeah, so if you have barbells at home, probably again, just use an empty bar should be heavy enough. Again, reasonably lightweight. Do it with a small human.
We're just going to chip away at them. So once you finish 80 of those, you have 60 glute bridges. You want to demo? We've done these before. So if you lay on your back, feet nice and close to your bum, we lift up the hips, squeeze the bum, make sure the knees are out and come back down. So 60 of those.
Those ones you probably can go unbroken. I think you probably don't stop on those. You might have to stop on the front squats, but probably not necessarily on those glute bridges.
Right, then we have our overhead lunges. We have 40 of these. So we want to keep a nice locked arm position. We worked a bit on this last week with the kettlebells, so keep it nice and locked, and I'm going to lunge. Now, I would probably suggest halfway through switching arms, otherwise it's going to get quite unbalanced, and then just do the same.
If some of you haven't got the mobility required to get that hand overhead, by all means come into your front rack.
Stay here into the front rack position. Exactly the same thing. Brilliant. So once you've done your 40 of those, we have 20 side walking planks. So it looks like this. Up into your front support position. I'm literally going to move out and in, trying to keep a nice hollow shape as I move, and then you're going to move back the other way.
So again, if you have a bit of OCD, then obviously do even numbers, but if you're not bothered like that, you can obviously split it up how you feel fit.
Yeah, it's all about the space that you have, guys. As long as you're doing it 20 times, it doesn't matter. And then finally, 10 reverse burpees. You want to show this?
Yes.
We've done these before.
So reverse burpee, I'm going to go show the full thing, and I'll show you a scale afterwards. So it's hands up overhead, knees out, kick down hard, nose to toes, stand up, jump, clap. Okay, so that's the hardest version. 10 reps of those will be quite challenging.
Yeah, absolutely.
Slightly easier version with the same thing on the way down. Knees out, down to the floor, coming up on one foot, one hand, jump and clap. For those who need to scale that, with the same thing, we'll go hands up overhead, sit down, lift the feet up, kick down hard, stand up, jump, clap. Trying to keep your hands overhead throughout. Again, so working that mobility.
Yeah. So we have set you 6 minutes on your time cap. Now, that isn't a lot of time, so don't worry where you get to. We don't expect all of you to finish, and that's absolutely fine. If you do have more time, you can always add it on. We just have to stick to our quite strict schedule, so don't worry, guys. Are we ready?
Athletes, you have 6 minutes on the clock.
So we've got to start with 80 of those lunges.
front squats.
Oh yeah, front squats.
10-second countdown, team. So Anna and I are going to partition the reps between us, so we'll share them out as you go, I go. Again, if you have a friend at home who wants to do it with you, you can do it like that if you wish. So normally, this kind of movement, the hardest bit is normally the weight on your chest if we're using weights. And the legs are normally quite used to that endurance. It's just, it suffocates you a little bit. You've got a sandbag, you can hold the sandbag in a Zercher style position. Barbells, kettlebells, it's all very, very helpful to use.
That's
Cans
15. I'll do 20.
Okay. And normal squat cues, knees out, chest staying up.
That's 20. So you will probably need to break this up, guys. That's absolutely fine. We don't expect you to do this unbroken. But if you are, well done. Again, remember the good technique. Always keep that chest lifted. When you're having weight on front of you, it is going to want to collapse. So again, use this core. It's core week to help brace your position. How are we doing?
18.
So we're halfway.
So these kind of workouts, normally feel okay when you're doing them. It's when you stop and suddenly get the oxygen debt. That's why we use those capacity workouts for you guys to help with recovering that oxygen quickly. They normally feature on Wednesdays, day 3. Chris Hinshaw aerobic capacity work.
18, 19, 20.
I bring it home.
You bring it home. So I'll be on the glute bridges. Glute bridges next. How are we doing on time? Coming up to 2 minutes. Just hang in there, guys. You're doing really, really well if you're doing this on your own. And again, if you need more time, and you've got more time, just keep going over the 6 minutes. Okay, you tell me when.
18. And that's a 20. So that time I changed my grip, so dumbbells rest on my shoulders. $13.30.
Yep.
We're going to chop these in half.
Five. Go. So this one will be a little bit easier than the front squat. That's why it is there, to help you recover a little bit. Also really activate your glutes before we do the overhead lunge, which is coming next. So we have 40 of these. So just over 3 minutes done.
8, 9, and 30. Well done. So in terms of the construction of the program, we've given you an exercise that gets you out of breath, for an exercise where you can recover your breathing, another exercise that gets you out of breath, and an exercise that you can recover your breathing, and finally an exercise to get you out of breath. So you can see how this program is structured.
So I'm going to do 10 on each arm, just to even it out. Okay, that's 20. At any point, if it becomes too much, just bring that dumbbell down onto the shoulder. Planks next. Side planks. Just 2 minutes left on the clock.
That's 9 and 10.
Okay, let's do this.
So we should be on target to finish.
8, 9, 10. So if you do 10, then just the reverse burpees left.
Nine and 10.
Okay.
1 minute, athletes. That's 4 for Anna.
5. 5 to go. Again, use whatever scale you need to. Last one. Yes.
Well done.
Keep going, guys. The time is not over.
40 seconds, athletes.
Oh, 30 seconds now. Just keep going.
You're very close.
Just keep chipping away.
So typically in a class, we'd give you a time penalty for every rep remaining. Add on to your time. 1 rep, 1 second.
Yep, but like I said earlier, if you do have more time and you want to complete it, just complete it. Just means that you have to do your cool down after.
Less than 10 seconds, team.
That's 5, 4, 3, 2, and that is time.
Well done.
Amazing.
Very good. So a little cool down now.
Absolutely.
We've obviously spent a little bit of time working on legs. So we're going to focus on that to begin with. So I think we'll go with our figure of 4 quad stretch. Let's start with that one. So figure of 4, reach those hands back, squeeze your butt. Those quads are stretching out.
Yes. So you probably wouldn't have realised how much of the abdominals and core you have used during those movements. But hopefully that you've become a little bit more aware of your abdominal muscles. You'll realise how much they stabilise the body, especially when we use loading or weight.
And we're always working through lots of different phases. So can we talk about this about isometric, the concentric, eccentric. So there's lots of different ways of training rather than just doing sit-up type movements.
Absolutely. The most effective way actually to train the stabilizers and abdominals is actually through weight training, not just from doing crunches and curls.
Yep. I actually watched a video the other day about Chinese Olympic lifters asking about their bench press. And these guys lift some very impressive weights, pound for pound, probably the strongest people in the world. They don't ever need bench press. They've all got massive chests. They can bench press reasonable amounts, but it's not crazy amounts. So it's hands to the floor in front. Stretch to our glutes. Let's go back foot out in front. Get a bit of work on that hamstring. Not quite sweaty today.
A lot of the time it's just being aware, like we've done on squat week, where we said you need to activate your glutes, your bum muscles. With core, sometimes people need to activate them to get them to work a bit more effectively. So hopefully it's just getting that awareness of you do need to use them when you're squatting and lunging and when you're doing push-ups. It's not just isolating the legs or the upper body. Everything is connected.
So people are trying to tell you about spot reduction. Unfortunately, those people are ill-informed.
Yeah.
And swing that back leg round to the back. Oh, glute stretch.
Brilliant.
Done for the day. You guys get a high five. You guys get virtual high fives. Well done, team.
Well done, guys. Another great session, and you did amazingly. It was tough today. And tomorrow, like David said, is capacity day. So that should be fun.
Yeah, it's a good test.
Absolutely. So we hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you again tomorrow.
Thank you, team. Enjoy your rest of your day.
Yeah. Have fun, guys.